So hi everyone, today we will be discussing about the CSS grid layout. Okay, in the previous session we discussed about the flexbox layout, how we can place or layout our elements on the one directional axis, whether it will be row wise or column wise. Today we will see how we can place or layout our HTML elements on the bidirectional axis. Okay, that is row wise and column wise both. Okay, and we will see the terminology and then other properties. Okay, my intention will be to focus on the most used and most easily understandable grid properties. Okay, there are mainly I will try to complete more like 90% of the properties in the grid. It is very vast concept, but I want to explain these things very clearly, and what we can say, uh, don't want to confuse you with so many different things. Okay, because we learn because this CSS grid is very vast concept. Okay, it has so many properties, and for that properties there are different values also. But here in this case we will go through property and the majorly used value. Okay, we will not see least used values or property to not confuse or don't want to bombard with you lots of information. Okay, once you are done with the basics, and which are very sufficient to use the CSS grid. Okay, most of the properties are sufficient to use. Okay, when you are dealing with some rare scenarios, at that time you can go ahead, watch the documentation, read through the blogs, and then you can implement your rare scenario. But in most of the scenario where we use the layout, okay, it will be completed whatever I will try to explain you. Okay, so today we will be discussing about CSS grid layout. Okay, and this layout will be for bidirectional row wise and the column wise. So again, this is our parent element. Okay, so I will put here parent element. Okay, this parent element will be called as grid container. When it will be called as grid container, when you provide value to this parent as display equal to grid. Previously, we provided value as flex when we were dealing with CSS flex box. Okay. Now we are going to learn about CSS grid, and if you want these elements to be work according to the CSS grid layout, okay, you need to provide the display type as a grid, and this display type is grid is for inner display type. That means it will affect your child elements. Okay, it will affect your child elements. Fine. So now when I provide the CSS display type as grid, this parent element we will call as a grid container in CSS grid terminology. Okay, fine. Then whatever the elements we will be having, okay, this will be called as grid items. Okay, fine. So these are the grid items. Fine. Now these are the grid items. Then there is a concept, as it is a grid. Grid means table. So lines are created. Okay, all the lines are created. So it will start from here. Then we will have again another line. Uh, Here the grid will be created based on what column and rows value we provide. That I will show you. But right now consider this is our grid items. Okay, they are placed like this. Okay, three items in the first row and two items in the second row. Okay, so consider that I have provided grid should be like 3 into 3 into 2. Okay, that is 3 columns and 2 rows. Okay, so I have created 2 rows and now 3 columns. So this is our grid, which we have mentioned that our grid will have 3 columns and 2 rows. Okay, so it has 2 rows and 3 columns, and the placement will be based on the things. Okay, so these lines are called as grid lines. Okay, these lines are called as grid lines. Fine, and the individual square will be called as grid cell. So your okay, 1 second. So your elements will be placed inside the cell. Okay, your grid items will be placed inside the cell. Okay, so you can define how much cell to be covered by your element. So that we will discuss how we can do it. So now consider that I have mentioned that all the grid items must take only one cell except this one, fifth grid item, that should take 2 cells. Okay, it should span for 2 cells. So that's why it is span on the 2 cells. Okay, so these individual squares are the grid cells, and the lines which created the grid, our 3 into 2 grid, that is 3 column 2 rows. So these lines are called as grid lines. Okay, now they have numbering also. So what do you mean by this? That is, this is 1. Okay, so first we will go for column wise. Okay, so this is first line, then second, third, and fourth. Okay, first, second, third, fourth in column wise. And then if we think about row wise, then it will be again 1, 2, and 3. Okay, like this. And then we can have other way also. Okay, that will be like it will start from negative also. Okay, it can start from negative. So in case of here, what I can say, here it will be -1. I'm talking about uh, row wise, like we have 1 2 3. So reverse order it will be -1 -2 -3. Okay, and same case with the column wise also. 4 will be -1, 3 will be -2, 2 will be -3, and 1 will be -4. So this is the numbers assigned to these grid lines. Okay, and they will be used to mention how many cells should be spanned by each grid item. Okay, you can use them. So if I want to mention this grid item, fifth grid item, to span along the 2 cells, okay, first and second, what I can do, I can tell that start from the second line and end at the fourth line. Okay, or I can say start at the -3 line, end at the -1 line, like this. So these lines can be used to mention how much size or how much cells to be taken by the any particular grid item. Okay, we talk about grid line, grid cell. Okay, now there is a concept called grid area. So grid area is consist of multiple grid cells. So in this case, this one is our grid area. Okay, so so what I will do, so I will say this part, multiple cell area, is the grid area. Even if I consider one element to hold 4 cells, okay, then it will be considered this whole 4 cell area as a grid area. Okay, this is called as grid area. Okay, so we looked into different terminology here. First one is the whole container, we will call as grid container. Each element, child element, will be called as grid item. Okay, then we mention how much grid should be created, how much column and rows should be there. So we mention 3 rows 2 columns. So 3 rows 2 column grid is created. Okay, and each individual cell is called as grid cell, and the lines which create the grid are called as grid lines. Okay, and they have their own specific numbers. Okay, starting from the left hand side in case of columns, and for rows it will be starting from top. okay, and multiple area consists of multiple cells will be called as grid area. Fine. Here in term, what I can say, here all the axis we will call as normal, like this horizontal axis will be row axis, okay, and vertical axis will be column axis, okay. So this is our terminology about the CSS grid. Now we can move to the property and the scenario level. Let's discuss about the scenario. So now this is my container, okay. The skin color, whatever you can see, it is my container. And then I have child elements, almost 9 child elements I have, okay. So now they I created them using like this. So same like the flex one, I created these things, okay. There is one container with div element, and then there is div element for item, okay. Div element for item. I didn't provide any property till now, just background color, what should be the width, what should be the height for the container. For item, I didn't mention any dimension like width and height, only background color and border to understand how much the dimension, what is the size of that box, okay. So all are block level elements, so whatever the size, okay, they are taking whole line space, okay, directly, as their parent itself has 100%, okay. Their parent size is 100% width, okay. So that's why child is also taking the 100% width, okay, whatever available, while in case of height it is taking space uh, that much which is sufficient for its content, okay, sufficient for its content. So now I need these elements to be placed like, what I can say, this is container, and for first, okay, first idea will be like this, to make 3 into 3 grid, okay. We need to make 3 into 3 grid, okay. That is, on each row I want 3 elements, okay. On each row I want 3 elements like this. So this is our first what we can say target. From here we want to move to this part, okay. So as you can see in amazon.in also, so you can see all the categories are like this only, means they are boxes and they are spreading throughout the bi-directional row wise, and here also we have in column wise also. This one you can say flex because you can see it is horizontally spread out, right. There is no in this one full container we don't have multi-line items, okay. It is a single line, in it is dealing in one direction only, so we can consider this as a flex items. But when you want to show something like above one where we have 2 rows, okay, so in this case you can think about grid, okay. Again, yeah, in this case also you can think about grid where you have 2 into 2 grid like this. So whenever you are dealing with grid where you want to have multiple column, multiple rows layout like 2 into 2, and if I consider this whole thing as like almost I will consider as 4 into 2, 4 columns and 2 rows. So in this scenario, your grid layout will be used, okay, like this, which I want to create, okay. I want to create 3 into 3 grid, and with normal without CSS, okay. This is without CSS, this is the result, okay. Now I need to use CSS grid layout to create this one, right. So now we will go to our code. This is container and all others are items. So for first I need to give display property to let them work as a grid, let them lay out as a CSS grid, okay. So I will go to container, will provide display as grid, okay. We'll save it, and it will be like it will take whole space, okay, for display grid, okay, but it doesn't create a grid level thing. Okay, we didn't mention column and rows, okay, till now. So that's why it just take whole space. Okay, it covers the whole parent element space. Okay, right now means what, first its height was sufficient for the content to show content. It was height was like this, but now this is stretched, okay, it to take whole space of the container. Okay, previously it was taking height which is sufficient for the content, now it's stretched to take whole space of the container. Fine. Now to mention I want 3 into 3 grid, what I will do, I need to use property like grid template columns. Okay, and here I will put like I want each column size, okay, that is this much, this column size to be 200 pixel. Okay, each column width to be 200 pixel, so I will put 200 pixel. So I need to give space between mentioning. So now why I provided three values. Okay, so I am mentioning that I need three columns each of 200 pixel. I need three columns each of 200 pixel. Let's save it and see the result. Yeah, so almost we got our result that this is 3 into 3 grid now. Correct? Now this is 3 into 3 grid, almost of 200 pixel. Let me inspect it. So if I see width is 200 and height is 166.67, that is it is taking whole height to cover the parent height. Okay, you will understand this point. Okay, when we go deeper in our properties, why it is taking whole height, okay, of parent. Fine, we didn't mention anything like height property till now, okay, except for the grid container, but we didn't mention any height property to the item, okay, grid item. So why still it is taking this height, that we will discuss later, why, what is the reason behind it. But now whatever the result we are trying to see, it's at least it is sufficient, that now I can see 3 into 3 rows are created. Okay, now you know you have 9 elements. Okay, I know these are the 9 elements I have, and I need to show it them in the 3 into 3 grid. Okay, so I just mention for the columns 200 pixel. If I am knowing that I have rows, 3 rows only, then I can mention rows also, and how much should be the width of that rows. Okay, width of the rows, so I can provide 100 pixel, 100 pixel, 100 pixel, and let's see the result. So now it is reduced because we mentioned the height for row width means what? Row width means this much. What is the width of that row? How much row should be? So it is 100 pixels. So if I inspect here, so you can see now it is column 200 and 100 in height. So everyone has become like this. See, I will remove. So now our container is big and our content is this much. So we want, we are at our, what we can say, the proper content. Okay, I want 200 into 100 box. Okay, so each and every box is now 200 into 100. That's good. Now what we can do now that we have done with grid template columns and grid template row, let's just create gap between them. Okay, so what we were want, we want gap between them. Right now there is no gap and they are stick to each other. Okay, so what we can do, we have property like row gap, that means gap in row wise. Okay, gap in row wise, that is I will provide 20 pixel, and column gap, that I can provide 10 pixel. So column wise gap will be provided 10 pixel. So see, so row wise it is 20 pixel and column wise, okay, it is 10 pixel. So we have provided the property. Fine. So now if I want to give same property in single line or in shorthand property, so it has shorthand property like gap. Okay, where first value will be row gap value, that is 20 pixel and 10 pixel. I can remove this one and we will see the same result now. See, we are seeing the same result only, 20 pixel row wise and 10 pixel in column wise. Understood? Fine. We are done with how we can create the columns. Okay. Now there are so many different things inside it that I will discuss. Now I already know that I have uh, constant values. Okay, that is my column is of 200 pixel, 200 pixel, 200 pixel, and it is 3 rows. Here also it is 100 pixel, 100 pixel, 100 pixel. So instead of writing like this, we can write like one function we can use repeat. Okay, so repeat the column 3 times with 200 pixel. Same we can do it for here also. Repeat the rows 3 times of 100 pixel, and if I save it, results are same also. So this is just refining our code. Okay, I'm just increase the readability or a better way to write the same thing. Okay, I have used the better way of writing the same thing. Okay, then there is an this is fixed unit. We all know pixel is fixed unit. We have another units like em, okay, and then rem, and then percentage. There is another unit when we are dealing with grid, that is fractional. Okay, that is fractional. So what is fractional? So here we have 3 into 3 grid. Okay, and if I provide one fraction, okay, so what it will do, whatever the width of the parent container, okay, according to the width of that parent container, it will divide it into 3 parts. Okay, right now we have 3 columns, so it will divide it into 3 equal parts, and it will give this item that same width. Okay, width of the items will be changed, and it will become one fractional of our parent container. So I will save it and see the width of the elements, okay, grid items has been changed, and they are equal in values. Okay, equal in values like one fractional. Okay, I have given 100 pixel in height. If I give the same thing here also, it will take equal height, okay, of that parent container like this. This will be used when you are going to create equal width of column, means your dimension will be same throughout the column. Okay, if you want different values, okay, like I will remove here. If I want something, first column to be of one fractional, second column of two fractional, and again third column of one fractional. Same here also, what I will do, one fractional, I will here I will put same thing. Okay, so see, first and third item are identical in width, and the second item, okay, in our row is double of this, okay, item 1, okay, double of this item 1, okay, one fractional, two fractional, and one fractional. Okay, so in case of variable length, okay, you need to provide it like this. When you have constant values for all the columns, then you can use repeat function. Okay, same case with the this one also. If you want 100 pixel, then 200 pixel, and keep one fractional. Let's see what happens. So see, it is taking 100 pixel, 200 pixel, and whatever space is remaining now, it will give it to third column. Okay, it will give 100 pixel to first column, say 200 pixel to second column, and whatever space is remained now, it will be given to the third column like this. Even here also we will provide like this, two fractional, and then last one we will provide 100 pixel. So see, the first one is the 100 pixel, and the remaining space will be divided into 3 parts, where first part will be given to row 1, and other remaining part will be given to row 2. Okay, so item 4 height will be double of item 1. Okay, item 4 height will be double of item 1. Understood? Now there is again another thing that we can do, like min max function. Okay, what it does, okay, it we need to provide size range. Okay, and then depending on the remaining space, whatever it is, it will take minimum size or maximum size available. Okay, so if I provide minimum should be 100, okay, at least the height of that row, okay, height of that row must be 100 pixel minimum, and max it can go till 1 fr. Okay, max it can go till 1 fr. So as you can see, right now you will not understand. Let me change it to 1 fr here also. So all three are of same row size, okay, because they can accommodate 1 fr, 1 fr, and here also it can have that 1 fr. So it took the maximum size, okay. But if I put like we have 500 pixel, okay. So if I put 200 pixel, 150 pixel, okay, so we will see the height of the last row, okay. So we already taken 350 pixel in height, and then there is gap also, okay. We have gap in row wise, that is 20 pixel, okay. This is row gap, that is row wise 20 pixel. So let's see what will be the height of the third row, okay. So we will inspect one by one. So first is 100 into 200, that is 200 height. We provided 200 pixel as a height. So we have 100 into 200. Go for item 4. Okay, it has 100 into 150, that is 150 pixel of height. And then we have item 7. So it is having 100 into 110 pixel. So whatever is remaining, it will take 110 pixel. So it should be having minimum 100 pixel. So let's see if I give something like more than 220. Okay, we'll see. We are giving it is almost 420 pixel. Okay, this is almost 420 pixel. So it will have remaining 80 pixel, and even this row gap is there. Okay, so what is the result? So now this has overflow. Okay, it has overflow outside the container, and even if you see this 7 1, okay, it will have 100 pixel in height, okay, because we provided min max property that it must have height of 100 pixel, okay, it must have height of 100 pixel. So that's why it has taken the height of 100 pixel and it has overflown, okay. But if I don't apply this property and put like this, okay, still it will be 100 pixel, okay, it will be overflown. Now I will put 1 fr. So it will take whatever the size is present, okay, whatever the space is remaining, only that much space it will take now, okay. If I put 1 fr, if I put fixed size, that is 100 pixel, then it will overflow, okay. So in this case, whenever you are not sure what should be the value of your row or column, it will be applied to column also. So you can provide like this. So it must, because see, when I put 1 fr, the height of that box was very less. Whatever is remaining, it took that much space. So we can provide like this. I must have that box must have 100 pixel in height, and maximum it can go to 1 fr. Okay, whatever space is remaining. Okay, so whatever it will be like, it will decide what is the maximum value. So 1 fr is very less than 100 pixel, it will still give 100 pixel to that thing, okay, because if you see here 1 fr is very less, okay, and 100 pixel is greater than that 1 fr. So it give that minimum value, okay, whatever the value is present, that is 100 pixel is greater than 1 fr in this case. So it give 100 pixel to that box, okay. And then whenever there is another condition that I will provide, I will just remove this grid template rows, okay. So my condition is that we in this scenario we know we have 3 into 3 rows, okay, 3 into 3 grid, okay. But consider a scenario like this only. We don't know from backend how many categories of products we will be getting, okay, like home appliances, bed sheet, and electronics, all those. So there are many different categories. We don't know, we don't want hard code, okay. Hard coding means we are directly putting categories here by hard coding, like categories equal to electronics, then bed sheets, then home appliances. So we are hard coding here, okay? But instead of that, we want dynamic. That is whatever present in database, it should come, and depending on whatever the data is, we will take care of it, okay? On the go, okay? On the go means when we are rendering this code, when we are reading and implementing our web page on the go, it will decide what to do, okay? So we don't know how much categories we have, okay? And we don't know how much the categories. So I just don't know means how much categories will be there. So at least I will decide, okay, that and even for this, okay, let me just, yeah. So consider if I want to create a responsive thing, okay, let me do one thing here. I make this mobile, okay, it is not, let me check another website. Okay, so if I remove this one, so you can see in web version we are seeing three columns, okay, three videos per row, okay, three videos per row, okay, on YouTube. If I change the size, make it Samsung Galaxy A51, so the rows per rows we are seeing only two videos, okay. So we are making this responsive, okay, depending on what is the size of that device, okay, whether it is mobile phone, whether it is tablet or desktop, we are changing the grid elements, columns, okay, per row. So now it is two rows. When it was desktop mode, it was showing three columns. Now it is showing two columns, okay, two videos per row, two videos per row, okay. Previously it was three videos per row. So same thing, uh, here it is static decision that I want 3 into 3, okay. But if I don't know if the website will be, the device will be mobile, tablet or desktop, so depending on the size of that thing, I need to show the grid, okay, show the grid properly. So I will just directly show you how we can do it, okay. So instead of giving static one, give three columns, okay. So if it is my mobile, okay, let me, I will put one FR. So this is one FR, okay, three columns, okay, per row, three columns. Let me, so in Samsung Galaxy A51, still I'm seeing three columns, okay, but sometimes it doesn't look good. It will be very small in case. What we can do, we can reduce the per row column, that I can make it two columns only instead of three, okay. So but I provided static value, means I mentioned that I want three columns, okay. That's why on mobile also it is showing three columns. Let me change it to pixel 5. Still it is showing three columns, okay. So this is very small. If I do 100% also, the size of the boxes is very small on the mobile, okay. So what I can do, I can make this thing responsive using repeat, okay. Then I will tell that autofill, that means take the size that it can accommodate, okay. Take the column that it can accommodate. Previously I provided like this, if you remember, 3 comma 1 fr, okay, or 100 pixel. So repeat the 3 column of 100 pixel, repeat 3 column of 100 pixel. So instead of that, what I will do, autofill, that is whatever it can accommodate on that device, and then we can provide like min max, okay. I want column width minimum 150 pixel. So in 150 pixel my box looks great. Okay, that I know 150 pixel my box looks great. So I will provide a minimum value of 150 pixel, and then it can take same unit one fractional of that width. Okay, if the size is greater, okay, this size is greater, then take this size. If this size is less, then take minimum this value. Minimum width of that column must be 150 pixel. Okay, like this. Now you will see the difference. Okay, autofill of this much size. Okay, so whatever min max function will decide whether one fr is greater or 150 pixel is greater, and size will be decided, and autofill will be, it will check uh, if our device width is of 300 pixel, device width of 300 pixel, so it will accommodate two boxes, two columns of 150 pixel each. Okay, there. If the device width is 500 pixel, then it will accommodate three boxes of 150 pixel. Okay, if the device width is 1000 pixel, then it will go like for 7 columns, 8 columns. So it will, we haven't restricted how much column should be there. It is like it can accommodate that much you can put, like this. So if we see, so now you can see it is showing for us almost 6. Okay, so if you see, each is of 173 pixel. Okay, so one fr is greater than 150 pixel, so it is taking one fractional. Okay, 173. It divide this width equally and checks what can be greater than 150 pixel. Okay, so whatever value it comes, that comes as 173, which is greater than 150 pixel, so it accommodate 6 grid. Okay, 6 columns, that is 6 boxes it accommodate. Let's see what happens in the mobile version. Okay, actually this is not working great here. Yeah, here it is perfect. So I reduce the browser window now. Okay, so as soon as I reduce the browser window, it is now taking only showing two boxes now on one row. And if I check the width again, if I open the inspect element, it reduced to one column per each. So it is like stack now, it is one column only. So see the how it is responsive. Okay, let me just increase. Yeah, so this was the thing first we were seeing, two columns per row. And if I check, its size is 216. So it will be 216 till the point the width is 150 pixel. It is still 198. It is now 173. So still it is in two columns. As soon as it decreases to 150 pixel, it will become one column per row. 162. Okay, so now this took 304. Okay, why it took 304? Because it knows with this size, okay, whatever the width is there, if I put two columns, then it will become less than 150 pixel, and that we don't want. We don't want boxes of less than 150 pixel. So it goes with one column per row, and it gives whole width to that box. Okay, if I increase, yeah, and let's see height here. So it is correct 150.73. Okay, and if I just little bit reduce, it will go like one column. See, and if I increase more now, it will become three column. Okay, now it will become four column. So at, it depends on this size, that is width of your portal. Okay, viewport, this is the viewport, whatever the white space on browser, it is viewport. Okay, and it checks if the one fr is greater than 150 pixel, it will give that size. Okay, till the point if the dimension becomes less than 150 pixel, then it will reduce the column. Okay, as we saw, now it is four columns, and if I reduce the space, so it understand that now it is not feasible to keep four columns of less than 150 pixel. Let's reduce the column, and So it reduces the column. Now 3. Let's have them 150 pixel each minimum, like this. So this is how you can create your layout, what you can say, responsive. So this is very simple way to become your website, okay, make your website responsive for mobile, uh, or tablet and desktop. Okay. Okay. What I will do, I will again create with columns. Okay. Repeat. One FR. Okay, repeat 3 comma 1 FR. So now what we can do, we can have, so the concept which I'm going to discuss is how you can define whether that element should take two cell space, one cell space, or multiple cell space. Okay, how it can do it. Okay, that we will discuss now. So for that you need to remember this one, that line numbers. Okay, grid line numbers. Okay, on column wise and row wise. So what I will do, for first element I will put grid column start. So it should start from 1 and it should end, grid column end at 2. Okay, that it should take only one cell space. Okay, now same thing I will give it to grid item 2, and then it should start from 2. Okay, and then it should take, it should go till line number 4, that it should take 2 cell space. Okay, I will comment it out. This one, other can take place automatically. Okay, other things will take place automatically. I will save it. I will go here, we'll remove this item 1 first. So I have given two classes only, item 1 and item 2. I am applying CSS on individual item level. Till now we saw that we were applying all the things at the container level and nothing was given individually level. Now I am giving individually level CSS. So as you can see, first element take place from first line to second. Okay, from second, third, fourth. So it took two cells, two grid cells space. Okay, other were like same, they will take only one cell space. If you don't define what should be the spanning, it will take only one cell only. You need to explicitly mention that it should take two cells, three cells. Okay, like this. Same thing I can move it on row wise also. Now it is taking only one row. Okay, now I can say to take two rows also. Now it took two cells column wise. Now take two cells on row wise also. So what I can do, now it is defined for column level. I can put grid row start, which should be 1 till go till third one. Okay, it will start from 1, 2, 3. So it will take two cells. So see, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So almost all, everyone take one cell size only. But here we explicitly define that take two cells on column wise, two cells on row wise also. So that's why this grid has become this much big. So see how much flexibility it has with CSS grid. Okay, so that's why nowadays people are relying on CSS grid, and it is very much easy, flexible to lay out your grid. Okay, so I think with this part I think I will stop here. Okay, right now, because we will discuss more properties in the next lecture. I don't want to bombard you with more and more things. Now you can practice with this much thing. Okay, whatever we discussed till now, and then you can we will see other properties in tomorrow's session. Okay, so thank you guys, bye.